Here we have a console terminal that has a default setup from Kubuntu 2404, and I'm going to check to see if Rust is installed. So first up, what we'll do is we'll type in which cargo. We can see it's not installed. So I'm going to go to Rust up. I'm going to copy the handy command here. And I'm going to paste it in. You can see what it does. It says curl space dash dash proto, and then it has a command here that gives us the Rust up installation. Now, note by default here, I'll go ahead and put a hashtag, is that you have to have curl installed. So typically, when you first set up your Kubuntu system, you're going to have to type in sudo apt install curl. In my case, I'm going to go ahead and type a password and double check that in fact I already have it installed. But by default, it's likely you won't have it installed, so you'll need to make sure that you do that. But then once you're done, we can do the up arrow here, do Control A, which is a neat little trick to save commands. Get rid of this, do a Control E here, and run it. And so by default, it's going to do everything that you need it to do. So all of the right things. You're going to get the Rust metadata and toolchain, the cargo home directory, and it's going to also put it in your path as well. So let's go ahead and do that. Here we go. And what's nice about this is that, again, it's a one-liner to get the entire ecosystem, not just the Rust compiler, but also the package management tool, linting, formatting, etc. And so because I'm running on one of these shells here, I'm going to go ahead and do this command. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and say copy, and let's go ahead and do a paste and source it. Now if I do a Control L to clear the screen, and I do which cargo, there we go. Now, in order to create a hello world from the terminal, pretty trivial as well, I'm going to go ahead and make a directory called source to keep some code. I'm going to cd into that source directory. So it's kind of a standard on a new system. You could create a source directory. You could use your own standard, but I like to use source because it's pretty simple, and a lot of open source packages use source. And then once I've got this set up, I can type in cargo new, and we could do hello. In fact, let's just make it kind of fancy here, and we'll say hello Ubuntu 2404. And there we go. It's been able to create this structure. Let's go ahead and cd into there. Perfect. And then from here, if I do an ls, you can see the structure. In fact, we could even do tree. Now you can see tree is not installed, so let's go ahead and do that. We'll type in sudo apt install tree. I like using tree with Rust projects so I can see the structure. There we go. You can see that there's a cargo.toml file, which is the metadata around packaging. So again, you get it for free. And there's also a source directory inside of this. So what's nice is that as long as you're inside of this directory, everything you need for Rust is already set up for you, including, in this case, the hello world. Because I'm on a Linux machine, I can also easily look at this source file. There we go. I can use vim here, and we can see there's a function, fn, the name of the function, and inside is the logic here inside of these curly brackets. And so if I want to get out, I could just go through here and do that. And I can type in cargo run. This will run it. And in this case, we have one more problem that we need to fix. So fortunately, also not hard to fix. So how would we fix this? Well, let's go ahead and do apt, and this will actually get the tool chain to be able to install the rest of the things we need, like GCC. And you can see it's very quick. And now if we go back here, we do cargo run. That's it. So I guess the big takeaway here is that it's easy to unblock yourself on a Linux machine. There's pros and cons to it, but the nice thing is that because most deploy targets are Linux, you're really only like a command away from getting something set up here. And in fact, let's even go a little bit further and do our final fix here and just slightly tweak things with Vim. And again, Vim is a great editor for writing code. And we can go through here and we can say hello world, Kubuntu 222404 LTS. Let's go ahead and do a :WQ. So right quit. Go ahead and run it again. There we go. So not bad to get set up on Kubuntu 2404 using just the terminal. And go ahead and try it out. See if you can get the same thing